Every time you check your phone, you're not just feeding a habit, you're physically rewiring your brain. This isn't a metaphor. Your neural architecture is literally changing. Inside your brain are billions of neurons forming intricate pathways. These pathways strengthen with repetition, a process known as neuroplasticity. When you constantly scroll, tap, and respond to endless notifications, you're training your brain to crave novelty every few seconds. Over time, this forges a neural architecture optimized for distraction, not focus. Think back to the last time you tried to read a book. Did you feel the urge to grab your phone? That wasn't weakness, it was your brain's reprogrammed circuitry demanding its fix. The same neuroplasticity that led you here, though, is your path out. With the right habits and interventions, your brain can rebuild the networks that support deep focus. We once believed multitasking was a skill worth mastering. Now we know the truth, we've just become proficient at doing multiple things poorly. This leads us into Chapter 1, Attention Fragmentation. The difficulty you feel when trying to concentrate isn't a character flaw, it's a cognitive condition. Attention, like a muscle, strengthens with deliberate use and deteriorates with disuse. Constant task switching fatigues your prefrontal cortex, the very part of your brain responsible for decision-making and attention. Research confirms that chronic multitaskers perform worse on attention tests and even show decreased gray matter in critical brain regions. Every ping, buzz, or banner breaks your focus, and even after you check it, you carry attention residue, a lingering mental drag that can take up to 23 minutes to fully clear. Most of us are interrupted far more frequently than that. This isn't a motivation problem, it's a neurological one. Chapter 2. Dopamine hijacking reveals how modern technology exploits the very systems that kept our ancestors alive. Every notification, like, and autoplayed video is carefully engineered to trigger dopamine, your brain's reward neurotransmitter. Dopamine drives desire and reinforces behavior. Platforms use variable reward systems, just like slot machines, to keep us scrolling endlessly. That 1-minute app check that turns into an hour? That's no accident. It's a feedback loop designed to keep you hooked. Understanding how your brain's reward system is being hijacked gives you the power to step off the treadmill. We used to get dopamine from effort and achievement. Now, we get it from a stranger double-tapping a photo of our lunch. In Chapter 3, Digital Detox Protocol, we explore what happens when you intentionally step away from screens. A 24-hour break can begin reversing months of neural degradation. This isn't about becoming a hermit. It's about giving your attention muscle the space to grow stronger. Think of it like a gym session for your brain. The first 6 hours are tough. By hour 12, things begin to settle. And by hour 20, many report experiencing mental clarity they haven't felt in years. Studies support this. Short digital detoxes reduce cortisol levels and increase alpha waves associated with creativity and calm. Your phone might feel like a lifeline, but after a full day without it, you might realize it was more like a parasite. Chapter 4. Attention training technique introduces you to the concept of focus as a skill that can be rebuilt. Just like muscles grow through progressive overload, attention can be trained through structured exercises. One of the simplest is the 5-5-5 method. Set a timer for 5 minutes, focus on a single task, and repeat this 3 times a day. As your brain adapts, increase the duration. This isn't just productivity, it's cognitive liberation. When you reclaim your ability to focus, you regain control over your life. And yes, the first few attempts will feel brutal. You'll swear time has slowed down. But over time, your mind becomes quieter, clearer, and more capable. In Chapter 5, Nature-Based Therapy, we rediscover what our nervous systems have always known: nature heals. Time in nature isn't a luxury. It's essential neurological nourishment. According to attention restoration theory, digital environments deplete directed attention, while natural environments gently engage involuntary attention, allowing your focus circuits to recover. Even a brief walk in the park can boost cognitive performance by 20%. Just 20 to 30 minutes of nature, 3 times per week, produces measurable improvements in mental clarity and emotional regulation. Even looking out a window at trees reduces stress. No app, no screen, no digital trick can replace what your brain evolved to need. Chapter 6. Movement as Medicine reminds us that our brains and bodies aren't separate systems. They're deeply intertwined. Sedentary screen time weakens neural circuits. In contrast, movement, especially aerobic and cross-body movements, stimulates BDNF, a powerful protein that acts like Miracle-Grow for neurons. Even a 20-minute walk without your phone boosts prefrontal activity by over 25%. Cross-body exercises, like alternating hand-to-knee taps, activate both hemispheres of your brain. Movement clears mental fog and restores cognitive balance. The afternoon slump many blame on caffeine withdrawal is often just the body screaming for motion. In Chapter 7, Creative Play Protocol, we examine the power of unstructured creativity. Engaging in hands-on creative activities without any goal beyond exploration activates dormant neural pathways. It strengthens the link between the brain's default mode network and its executive function network, precisely the connection weakened by screen time. Start with 3 weekly 20-minute sessions of creative play, drawing, building, writing, whatever feels natural. The key is removing all performance pressure. This isn't about creating something great, it's about engaging fully. Remember the pure, joyful focus you had as a child while playing? That was your brain in an optimal learning state. That state is still within reach. Chapter 8. Social connection strategy dives into the neurological power of human interaction. Face-to-face conversations trigger brain activity no text can replicate. Mirror neurons fire, brain waves synchronize, oxytocin flows. In-person relationships don't just feel good, they protect against depression, cognitive decline, and even premature death. Implement the 3-1-2 rule. 3 small interactions with strangers each week, 1 deep conversation with a close friend, no phones allowed, and 2 group activities monthly. It might feel radical, but human connection is the original neural therapy. Chapter 9. Mindfulness interventions show how mindful awareness can rewire your brain for focus. Digital platforms thrive on mindless use. Mindfulness does the opposite. It strengthens the prefrontal cortex and quiets the amygdala, reducing impulsivity and reactivity. Just 1 minute of conscious breathing, repeated 3 times daily, begins this rewiring. Before checking your phone, pause. Take 3 breaths. Ask yourself, what am I actually seeking right now? You'll be shocked how often your answer is just habit, not intention. Mindfulness isn't about relaxation, it's about cognitive sovereignty. Finally, in Chapter 10, Integrated Recovery Plan, we pull it all together. Your attention didn't break overnight, and it won't heal overnight either. But with consistent effort, transformation is possible. Your personal recovery plan might start with a 20-minute morning walk or a phone-free meal. As small habits compound, cognitive clarity returns. In just weeks, most people report sharper focus, calmer thoughts, and a sense of control they thought they'd lost forever. This isn't just about breaking free from digital distraction, it's about rediscovering your full cognitive potential. Throughout the entire history of football, only 16 players have ever been sold for €100 million or more. Whether or not they were worth that hefty price tag is a debate for another day. But one thing is clear, the exclusive €100 million club is about to welcome some new members this summer. With one of the busiest transfer windows looming, a wave of high-profile moves is expected, and based on current rumors and market valuations, at least 10 players look poised to command a 9-figure fee. Leading the charge is Alexander Isak, arguably the most obvious candidate. The Swedish striker is one of the most in-demand forwards in the world right now, and Newcastle have made it clear, if anyone wants him this summer, they'll need to cough up around €150 million. That fee would instantly make him the 3rd most expensive player in football history. Thanks to his performances in both the Premier League and La Liga, several top clubs are seriously considering him. While negotiations might bring the price down slightly, Newcastle are firm. Anything below €100 million is a non-starter. With Champions League football likely next season, they're in no rush to sell unless the offer is massive. And Isak isn't the only Newcastle player in this conversation. Can you guess who the other is? We'll get to him soon. Meanwhile, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go do that right now so you never miss our latest videos. Another forward being linked with a blockbuster move is Rafael Leão. The Portuguese winger has been a standout performer in Serie A, but with AC Milan set to miss out on Champions League football, the 25-year-old could be on his way out. His release clause is a staggering €175 million, and with his contract running until 2028, Milan will try to squeeze every last euro from his sale. He's reportedly on Liverpool's radar, and Arsenal have also shown interest. However, don't rule out the possibility of Saudi clubs making a move. They've proven they have deep pockets, and after paying €77 million for Johan Duran, they could easily go all in for Leão. While Leão might head to Saudi Arabia, William Saliba definitely won't. The Arsenal centre-back is only being linked with a move to Real Madrid. After a tough season defensively, Madrid are looking to reinforce their backline, especially with midfielders and academy graduates often deputizing as centre-backs. Saliba has long been on their radar, and with a summer of major changes expected at the Bernabeu, this might be the time they finally bring him in. Arsenal, of course, are keen to keep him, but if Real Madrid offer upwards of €100 million, it could be too tempting to resist. And honestly, for a defender of Saliba's caliber, that might be a fair price. Now here's where it gets a bit controversial: Tyler Dibbling. The 19-year-old Southampton midfielder has shown flashes of brilliance, but with the club relegated, their reported £100 million asking price seems overly ambitious. Manchester City have already indicated they won't pay that much, despite liking the player. Manchester United, on the other hand, are still watching closely. Whether they'll be bold enough to make a move at that price remains to be seen. City might not splurge on Dibbling, but they might just take that gamble on Morgan Gibbs-White. The 25-year-old has had a phenomenal season with Nottingham Forest, playing a key role in their qualification for European football. With De Bruyne aging, Gundogan already gone, and Silva potentially leaving, Manchester City are in the market for midfield reinforcements, and Gibbs-White could be the answer. But after their expensive experiment with Jack Grealish, will City spend another £100 million on an English midfielder? That's the big question. Another name on City's radar is Florian Wirtz. Bayer Leverkusen will likely demand more than €100 million for the German star, following the precedent set by Dortmund when they sold Bellingham to Madrid. Wirtz is wanted by Europe's elite. City, Bayern, and Real Madrid all have their eyes on him, and his breakout performances suggest he could be worth every penny. Returning to Newcastle, the other big name is Bruno Guimaraes. As one of the club's captains and their highest-paid player, he's central to their project.